You know, 3D printing was the gateway into the FPV community for me. And now that I'm here, my 3D printer has turned out to be an extremely valuable tool. In this video, I'm going to share a couple of things that I've printed that are FPV related that have helped me, and they might help you. If you want to see, make sure you watch the rest of this video. Stay tuned. Welcome inside the mind of Matt. If this is your first time here, my channel is kind of 3D printed, metal casting, all kinds of crazy ideas that come through my mind, and I share it with you. And if this kind of stuff interests you, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and set your notifications so you know when my next video is coming out. Let's get on to the video. Now let me start out by saying that not all of these will apply to you in particular, because you might not necessarily have the same make, model of what I'm showing you, but at least it might inspire you to either to go out and design or to find something that might fit what you have. But for me, let's start out with, I have the Taranis QX7, and I have an FPV watch. And what this does is I can just turn it on. It's got a little antenna on it, and it allows me to see what I see in my goggles. And this is a good like benchtop thing, or like when you're changing channels in between or whatnot, or like I said, working on the bench, you can just make sure that your camera working and stuff like that. And it actually came as a watch, and I found this model on Thingiverse, and it just happens to slide right over my antenna and holds my FPV watch right there. Now obviously I can't see it when I've got my goggles on it, but it just puts it in a good spot, and I can also turn it on and let other people spectate. So that's one of the first things. Oh, by the way, this is most of this is printed in TPU, which is a flexible type of material, which if you're interested in what I use in my settings for TPU, leave a comment down in the comment section, and I'll definitely do a TPU video. But my next thing that you can 3D print that I found useful is like this particular frame that I was given at a race. And you know, it said, hey, you're gonna build a drone? I'm like, yeah, well, here's a frame, build it. So I looked it up, and it turned out that there were all kinds of things that fit this particular frame, so I went to town with it. This particular drone has some arm guards for the ends, which are all on Thingiverse. Once again, I've redone the camera mount. I have a antenna for my VTX antenna holder sticking out the back, and of course the good old GoPro mount. Flexible, kind of take an impact, it's not going to shatter when it hits the ground. I haven't flown this with the new GoPro. It was a Christmas present, so it'll be interesting. But that's a very useful thing that I found, and it not only that, but it also dressed this drone up pretty nice. I'll leave links in the description once again for all these models that I have printed. Now the next few items are kind of like all fit in the same category, but they're kind of different. The first ones I did not design, and then the last one I'll show you I did. This is battery. You know, this is a 4S, this is a 2S, this is an XT60, and this is an XT30. What I've done is I've printed off little caps for the end, and I have them color coded. Red is dead and green is go, and that way, you know, when I have my battery bag and I got a bunch of batteries in it, I can just have some charged ones in there with my green in. When I use one, I just throw a red cap on it. And you can see I got a bunch of them here on the counter. So very useful, and kind of keep things kind of organized. And then of course I had the 4S, and which really is all about the connector, the XT60, XT30. But then you get down to the 1S's, and I've designed up, this is one of my designs, and once again I will be releasing it on Thingiverse, and there will be a link in the description. I've got green ones for good and red ones for dead. So it's just a cool, easy way to keep all my 1S batteries organized, and I know which one's dead and which one's not. The next item is going to be a Gimbal Guard. Now once again, this is for my particular controller, but I know that there's probably a model for every controller out there. And this just kind of slides on my sticks. It's a little cumbersome to put on one-handed for the camera, but went on pretty good. And it just kind of keeps my sticks from getting smashed when I'm carrying it around in my bag. So super cool item. Once again, link will be in the description. And I think that brings me to my final item that a lot of guys are waiting. Now there's multiple files that are going to be up for this, but this is for my custom whoop garage. And once again, if you don't have this case, these files won't really matter, but you could probably adapt them, or once again just be inspired by what I'm showing you. So let's go take a look at my whoop garage. All right, this is a Stanley case. I found it at one of the local hardware places. And a cool feature about it, let me get some stuff out of the way. Cool feature about it, it just got some quick release mechanisms on the side, and it opens right up. It's got all these compartments in here. Now originally in the top it came with all these different shelving units or little compartments, and they just weren't suitable. I started out, I had props in it and this, that, and the other, but it just wasn't suiting my need. And then I saw somebody post up something in one of the social media groups and inspired me to do this. Yeah, so basically what this is you know, I just measured up for one of my guys and repeated the process until I had no room for another one that size. Measured up a different one, multiplied it, and you know, just kind of filled my space. So for this one, I'm capable of holding 5 65-inch whoops, an 85-inch whoop. Got two different compartments, once again, red for dead, green for good. Another compartment for some my 2 and 3S batteries. I didn't have any different color green. These are actually glow in the dark. You can do whatever you want. I even got my battery checkers in here with a custom little battery holder. This is my 1S checker, my 4S, and up above are multiple cell checker. I could have gone, you know, all the way to here on this one, or gone all the way to here on this one. You pretty much customize whatever you want, and if it wasn't for the 3D printer, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So there are a bunch of useful 3D printed objects for the FPV hobby that I have done. I hope these inspire you. I hope that you like these. If you do, make sure that you hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Check the links that I have left in the description for all the items in this video, as well as a few of the items mentioned, as well as a few ways that you can help support the channel. Thanks everybody for stopping inside the Miner Mat. Keep on coming back because there's going to be more. Happy printing, be safe pouring, and have fun flying. Peace in everybody.